edits, you've seen Jesus Victor, but you're still unsure if you should watch Arcane. Warning, there will be some spoilers in this video going ahead. Well, hopefully this video will provide a bit more understanding about this amazing world that draws you in. But before we get on with the video, most of you aren't subscribed to the channel, so if you could go down below and smash that button, it'd be much appreciated. Anyway, on with the video. Arcane is something like I've not ever watched before, with the animation and art style being some of the most visually aesthetic media I've seen in a long time. It's an absolute treat on the eyes, and it never lets your eyes rest with just how pretty it can be. But the massive thing about Arcane that shocked me was the immense amount of lore and how rich the world is within it. I'm so interested in all the characters' backgrounds, their countries, what they are like, and the other people in those nations. Arcane only shows us two places within this absolutely massive world, Piltover and Zorn, and I know the developers have stated they want to do more stories within the other nations, and I am so incredibly hyped about that. But what is Arcane about? Arcane has multiple stories contained in one larger story. So let's go through the main one people mostly know about, which is the tale of two sisters of Vi and Powder. After a series of events following a heist gone bad, Vi was separated from her sister and sent to prison, only to be released years later by a recently dismissed enforcer, Caitlin Kirraman, who needed her help hunting down a dangerous Zornite criminal. Dust becomes a game of Duck Duck Goose, but with some intense and crazy encounters and moments. This series truly shined, and with the character dynamics, it just makes for such great moments throughout the series. Another story you'll see told throughout the series is Victor and Jace, the two inventors bonded over their idealistic dream to improve the lives of others through technology and shared a vision to realize that dream through hex tech. Jace made Victor his partner, and together they figured out how to stabilize the hex crystals enough to create magic. Later on, Victor injects Shimmer into himself and uses the hex core to begin the unpleasant transformation of his body. His experiment was proven successful, as the hex core transmuted his disfigured leg onto a functioning robotic leg. Then Victor goes on an almost pilgrimage of healing people with hex tech and becoming a god, while Jace slowly destroys himself trying to save his partner. But let's touch up on the characters and talk about what makes each one so good. Jinx. As a child, Powder was kind but curious, clumsy, impulsive and reckless, often making decisions that would badly affect the people around her. She was constantly criticised by Milo for this, and it made her hate herself, and when she made these decisions, she was deeply traumatised by the death of her parents. She would have attachment issues, specifically towards her older sister, Vi. After she was adopted by Silco, Jinx became more chaotic and more prone to hallucinations, even enjoying becoming a criminal and being slightly sadistic. Savika stated that Jinx is someone impossible to control, even for Silco. Although chaotic and unstable, she's a very skilled inventor with a high level of creativity and intelligence, creating her own arsenal of weapons. She's one of the most interesting characters within the show and an absolute joy to watch on screen, as she goes from insane to normal in a matter of seconds. Jinx is the absolute highlight of the show, and honestly would just watch the show for her. Vi. Vi is a sassy and direct person. She is hot-headed and gets criticised for her impatience, as she quickly becomes reckless when angered. She is shown to be guilt-ridden over leaving Powder and what has happened to her adoptive family, which leads to her distancing herself when she fears loved ones could get in harm's way yet again. While she was in prison, she seemed to have gotten more of an edge and started to build walls around herself, never showing anyone vulnerability, unless they had earned her trust. The character arc that Vi goes through is a really tough one, and at the end of it all, she just wants to save her sister, and lead that happy life she once had before it all got ripped away from her. She cares about everyone on a deep level, and wants to save them all in some way. She resonates with all the characters, causing some excellent dynamics throughout the series. This world, these characters, everything intertwining together, evolving into this massive plot, with some of the highest stakes, yet some of the most beautiful outcomes. I truly encourage everyone to watch Arcane at least once. You don't have to have played League of Legends to be able to enjoy Arcane. The story does everything it needs to let us, the viewers, be able to watch the show with no prior knowledge of League of Legends. It also makes us get attached to the characters quick and care for them on an emotional standpoint. Also, if this video isn't helping you out, Arcane is one of the only shows that each episode in the season has above a 9 point something on IMDb. I could talk about Arcane for hours, and all I could say at the end is I want more. This is one of the strongest storylines I've seen, and I truly care about all the characters. What's happening next in this world? What's going to happen next? And where is the story going to go from here? You should watch Arcane 100%, no question in my mind. It is one of the best stories within the last decade. But that is all for today's video. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all next time, peeps.